Hey everybody, it's Uzi from the Option Selling Institute. And before I get started, I'd like to say that this video is for informational purposes only. This is not a buy recommendation. You can and will lose money if you trade stocks and options. You have to be careful. So this is not a buy recommendation at all. So as long as you are aware of that, then let's proceed with what I have. It's a video unlike what I usually do. Usually I'll go over trades that we did in the Discord that I run, or we'll go over content on how you can make money in the markets and such. This is a video about a spec trade that we got into in the Discord this past week. I found the stock doing my regular research, and it might just be a great speculative trade that you might want to take a look at and see if it's for your account. It all trades have inherent risk when you enter them. So as long as you're aware of the risks and the damage it could do to your portfolio, then that's all that matters. But before I get into that, hope everyone's doing well. This is currently a Sunday night, and it looks like the futures are up pretty large after some news over the weekend regarding China and the U.S. talks. So I hope you all have a great Monday open. But let's get into the stuff I want to talk about, and I'm going to try to make this video pretty brief. All right. So let's start by going over what the company is and the symbol. The symbol is ALMS. We're going to go over the company and the chart. Then we're going to go over what I found on some insider buys. Then we're going to talk about the options action I also saw going on this week, and a trade that we got into, and then what I expect from the stock and the chart as I see it. And again, I could be wrong. I'm a stock chart reader. I'm a technical analyst. Um, and it's a reference. So, there's no guarantees, but from what I see, it looks pretty decent. And we are in it in the Discord. All right. So let's get into the name of the company. The company is called Alumis. They are a biopharmaceutical company, and they focus on developing and commercializing medicines for the autoimmune disorders. And the most common one that you probably can think of is lupus, as we look down here, lupus. But I'll read it quickly. They are known for their precision approach to drug development using analytics platforms and expertise in immunologic diseases to identify and develop targeted therapies for immune-mediated diseases. Okay, they target the TYK2 inhibitors, like you get when you have plaque psoriasis, lupus, neuroinflammatory, neurodegenerative diseases like multiple sclerosis and Parkinson's disease. So this company is working on some of the most important afflictions to the human race possible. Now, I don't know much as far. Didn't do a deep dive. Okay, I'm not a fundamental guy. I'm a technical trader, like I said, but I do want to know a little bit about this company because this might be the ground floor opportunity to get into this company before they come out with something good. All right, because based on what I saw and what I'm about to go through with you, I don't know, it looks pretty good. So let's get into it. So here, let's start with the chart. First of all, let me get my pointing tool over here. The first thing I want to bring to your attention basically is the potential for a double bottom. All right, double bottoms are nice because you don't just have one reference point that could potentially be, a bottom. You have two. So you have a potential double bottom here. And the second double bottom, even though it's called a double bottom, it's higher. In other words, it didn't go as low as the first bottom. So this is considered a higher high, but it's in the area. So I call this on a technical level a double bottom. Okay, that's number one. Number two, we have the price eking out a push up against the 50-day moving average. Okay, the volume isn't all that strong. Okay, but that can always change in a heartbeat. Most important thing is it shot through the 50-day moving average, actually went above the 200-day moving average as well. That's the brown dots. It came all the way back down to just below the 50-day moving average, creating that double bottom, and now it's back up at the 50-day moving average level. So the plan and the hope would be price action can stay at this level, break above it, and then hold that 50-day moving average. And what you're seeing here is potentially a curve upward in the 50-day moving average that's about to get going. Okay, and once we get a rising 50-day moving average heading up toward a declining 200-day moving average, we might get a golden cross. Golden cross is when you have a 50-day moving average crossing up and through the 200-day moving average to the upside. Okay, so that's two factors we have going for us. We also have the Bollinger Bands getting real nice and tight. And you can see the lower Bollinger Band right here in blue here, and then the upper Bollinger Band coming down below here, coming down from up above here. And so they're getting really tight. Now, typically when you get tight Bollinger Bands, it indicates that obviously we have price contraction, consolidation, and from there we can make an explosive move. It could go either up or it could go down. But based on what I'm seeing in the chart, and maybe you can see it now too, double bottom, price moving up above the 50-day moving average, this might move and resolve itself to break out of the Bollinger Bands or begin now riding the upper Bollinger Band upward in a 45-degree angle, let's call it, whatever, just up and to the right. That's the most important thing, up and to the right. All right. We also have the 200-day moving average, like I mentioned before, lurking not too far above. It's at about the $9 price range right now. The stock price is at about five and change. If I call it $5, okay. Uh, you can't really see it because I have to minimize my myself here. Let me just do that so we can see the price. But basically, the price has been well, let me just move this. Let me move myself. So the price has been as high as about $11 when it shot up, and now it's in the range of about 5 to 530. All right. And we're going to see where my projections are in a minute. But I think this thing could have some nice highs, up on the horizon. But so far, that's the technicals, and we also do have a nice MACD bullish cross down here with a positive histogram. So we've got a MACD bullish cross, nice looking histogram on the MACD. We have a relatively modest RSI of about 49, so 50. That's a great RSI to propel higher. Okay, if the RSI was in the 65, 70 range, I'd say that look, it's actually a little bit getting overboard at this moment, but we're right in the middle. So this is a great lift area to lift off from. If we can get good volume and potentially some good news or something that would be the catalyst for a for a move up. All right, let's talk about what I saw in my research and why it's important. So this is a graph of recent insider purchases and action and how much they actually bought. So we can see back in July of last year, there was a fairly large purchase. Okay. And this blue line here is the share price, when this purchase was made by the insider. So this insider bought at $12 a share. We look down below here, we can see back in July of last year, it was a director who bought some and a 10% owner, meaning who it wasn't a director, it wasn't anything like that. It was a 10% owner, and the name of it is Foresight Labs. So you have Foresight Labs and Foresight Capital Management. Okay, but they're both 10% owners. They're affiliated, and they bought they bought the 2.5 million shares each. All three of these. The bottom one was a director, and that's James Tannenbaum. Doesn't matter who he is, but he's definitely a director. So he's somewhat in the know of what's going on. And I would think that a 10% owner also gets a little bit more color, if you want to call it that, as to what's going on behind the scenes. They get a little bit more in the loop type of information. I'm not saying they have illegal information, but they get a little bit more than you and I get. Okay. Now let's fast forward to 2025. In April. In April, there was three insider purchases by somebody completely new, Alan Kolowick and Martin Babler. So two new insiders are buying in April. Right? Then we hit May. In May, we've got multiple purchases, and we've got it by a new director here, this guy. And then we have more purchases by the 10% owners, and then more by the director, James Tannenbaum. So we have not a lot of shares, okay, but enough to raise eyebrows to they're all buying. Now, there are many reasons why an insider will sell, right? But there's usually only one reason why they'll buy. And that's because they think they're getting a good deal, right? Why would you buy something uh, would you expect it to go down? No. So they expect it to go up. Now, it's true, the buy down here at $16 a share, okay, does not looking too good right now, but we don't know what was going on back then. But we know one thing, they're buying more and new people are buying along with them. So that right there is a couple of good ingredients for higher prices in shares. Now, on top of all this, I did some research into the options action, and what you'll see is for the July strike, and you'll see that this indicates I have a position in this, and we do in the Discord. Um, for the July strike of this year, you have 23,503 outstanding open interest calls. Okay. That's huge because you can see, well, I know it says NA. That might be because it's over the weekend when I did this screenshot. But if there was any sizable amount here, it would be listed like this 213 is listed on the volume on Friday. Okay. So basically what I'm saying is this is a huge amount of open interest in these two strikes because look at the open interest on the strikes anywhere else. So someone is betting very large. The share price closed at 503 Friday. Right now it's asking 529 by 491, but the price closed at 503. Okay, someone is betting that these fives and the 7.5s are going to be in the money and worth a lot more than they are right now, and July is coming up. It's about this is a 68-day expiration. And now you'll also see, well, if you look to the right, I also have a position in the puts. Okay, so our trade in the Discord was we sold premium. That's what we normally do in my Discord. Normally we're a premium selling Discord, but I also do spec trades with my members, meaning if I find a low risk, high reward potential trade, I call it a spec trade. We get into that, especially a trade like this with all the fundamentals and technicals that we just talked about. So we financed our long calls by selling puts. It's called a risk reversal. We do these a lot in the room. Again, the parameters and the situation has to be just right. But we do all type of trades in the Discord. We do, you name it, we do it. We specialize in earnings trades and premium selling. But in this particular trade, we did sell puts, two buy calls. So we basically didn't lay out anything. It was a free long position. Now, the most we can lose on this trade is if the share price goes down, we're going to have to buy the shares at 5. Okay. And if the price doesn't move for us and it doesn't close below 5, then the most we're going to lose is maybe a couple of cents that we bought. After all was said and done, it was a net buy of a very small amount. Okay. So we really aren't on the hook for too much because we only sold, let's say, 1 to 4. So we sold 1 to buy 4 calls. And I think we're on the hook for maybe 20 cents. So $20 per contract. The most one hook for is that if the price doesn't move up and if the price stays where it is, we won't have to buy the shares at 5. But after seeing the chart that I just showed you, the price has already fallen out of the sky from where it was at one point at 16. So, it's from 16 down to 5, that's, 60 something percent down already. So we're getting it at low prices. I feel very confident with this trade. Again, it's not a recommendation for you to get into, but I like it. And I put my alert out to the members. And if they wanted to get in based on their risk appetite, they did. And that's what trading is all about. You have to make sure you're taking trades based on your account. All right. Let me show you one more chart. This is what I expect. Again, this is just my expectations. This is not saying it's going to happen. But from this type of a chart that I've seen in the past, price is trying to ride itself back up. And we just might get, we might get this move up, which we've had here, go sideways a little bit, break through that 50-day moving average. Because again, now the 50-day moving average is in yellow, 200-day moving average is in brown, orange, whatever color it looks like to you. It looks like brown to me, brown, orange. So price, I expect to break through that 50. It can now. There's not much in the way because this is very fast action to the downside. So once we break this resistance area here, it should be pretty fast to the upside as well. Get to that 200-day moving average, do a little bit of a pullback, digest itself for a little while, shoot up to this horizontal resistance trend line, which it created once price could not get back through this on 3 daily attempts. Actually, call it 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts, and it's created from this area here. So I do expect it to be a little bit of resistance again. We'll try to consolidate a little bit, break through. Then we have one more level of horizontal overhead resistance. I do expect it to do a little bit of a dance sideways, meaning consolidate. And then we'll get a thrust, and I believe this thrust will be where it takes out that 14 to 16 area price range. All right, this is just my thoughts, what I expected to do. Again, I have a very low risk on this trade with potentially high reward. I'm pretty confident that it's going to work out to for the good. But if it doesn't, it's a very low risk trade. Now, if these are the type of trades you'd like to be part of, I do a lot of scanning, I do a lot of research, and we do a lot of trades. We just closed 20 winning trades this past week. I think there were 900% winners. So a lot of action in the Discord, all different types of strategies. You can pick the ones that you feel the most comfortable with. You can, maybe try new ones that you never thought you would try, or you might think are scary. But all of the strategies are basically based off of calls and puts. If you can understand calls and if you can understand puts, then you can understand any type of trading strategy that we do. And if you have questions along the way, I always give help and guidance and try to how to understand the different strategies and give you maybe some resources you can look up. Or if you want to do coaching, I also do coaching. All right. So the sign up special I'm offering right now is if you sign up, you're going to get the first week free. Okay. And so that's about a $25 savings because it's a $99 a month subscription. All right. So, sign up. You're going to get your first week free. You're going to see how things go. You're going to have a lot of time to ask questions and get a feel for what we do and how we do it. And go from there. I have a lot of great positive reviews on WAP. That's how you have to sign up. I'm going to show you that in a second. You're free to read up all the reviews. And this is how you can reach me. You can either reach me through this checkout plan, and I'll have all the links in the video description. Just keep an eye out for that if you're looking for that. Or you can reach out to me on Twitter. This is my my handle on Twitter, Uzioptions at JimTrainer41. If you just want to sign up, this is the link to sign up. And again, you're going to get the first week free. So with that, I hope you found this video helpful. I appreciate it if you guys can give me a like and a subscribe. It helps me grow the channel. And I'm trying to put some good content out there for everybody, help you guys make money along with me in my Discord. And again, join us. You got nothing to lose. First week's free. If it's not for you, 30 days, there's no contract. You can just cancel if it's not for you. All right, this is Uzi. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I will see everybody out there trading, and good luck. And we'll see you soon. Okay, take care, everybody.